Second, buddy. There it is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Talk CFL podcast, episode number 622. I'm your host, Christopher Jones, coming to you live from Abbotsford, British Columbia. Waiting for Charles to say something.
Why?
Never mind. You didn't listen to what I just said.
Well, I'm in Abbotsford. I don't think you are.
I'm in Abbotsford.
Oh, okay.
I'm over in Bradner.
Oh.
I'm at my cousin's house this evening, and I'm down here for a few days helping him move. So I'm down in Abbotsford. Thought I'd say hi. Hi, we're right close neighbors right now.
Okay.
Maybe we'll go drop in and have some dinner sometime over at NW. Anyhow, we'll see. We'll talk later. I actually was kind of hoping Rick was going to be on the show and surprise him as well. What's he doing? Is he physically fit? Can he come help me move? We need some things lifted.
He can, but he can, but he probably won't because, you know.
He probably won't. How about your son, Charles? Is he busy? Okay.
He'll find something to do.
Let's talk some football. What's that?
Nothing.
Okay. So let's talk some football here. Let's introduce the panel. We can do that. Coming from Portland, Oregon, we have Michael Dennis up there. How are you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. It was a tough weekend last weekend. I'm finally recovered from it. It was a game we should have won, but we didn't. But I'm having a good week.
Are you emotionally attached to the outcome of football games?
Pardon me?
Are you emotionally attached to the outcome of football games? Do I stutter?
Yes, I am. I'm emotionally attached to the outcome of games, yes.
Okay, you'll get over that. Because we just yell and scream at the time.
I'm totally invested in my team. Just like
we got to learn to flush those losses.
Yeah, but
kind of like a quarterback throwing an interception. Once it's gone, let it go.
The only reason I get emotionally invested over Calgary, Mike, is because right after the game, Sparky gets online and starts spewing his crap, and it really annoys the you-know-what out of me. So
I noticed he was doing that to me on after the Elks loss.
He does that to a lot of people.
Speaking at this moment is Will McDonald. How you doing, William?
I am grandiose. I'm going to enjoy this week's football game because I get to go to a football game, and it's also Indigenous. It's the Indigenous game in Calgary. I think that's how you say it.
Isn't that special?
Yes, it's special, all right. I'm not going to say in that short bus kind of way, but because I'll get in trouble. But yes, so
no, we're not.
So
I like most of the Indigenous logos. I think they're pretty cool and they're very eventful.
I like the logos and I do like the celebration on the field before the game. It's entertaining, to be honest with you. I like that kind of stuff. But I'm also the kind of guy who goes to a football game to watch a football game. Okay?
Yes.
Pretty simple. And I'm also looking forward to the Elks losing, and for Mike to stop saying that the Elks are going to be great. Not this year, Mike, sorry. But yeah, it's just football in general, and we're getting to that time of the year where the games are starting to mean something in a lot of places, and people are filling in their playoff things, and more power to it, because I have watched a couple of boring weeks of NFL, and I still am not ready to go full-time on the NFL because I want to watch the rest of the CFL season. So there we go.
Well, what are we? We're going into week 16, so we got week 21, so there's 5-6 weeks left, and that's about it. And then we go into playoffs. So we've got, where are we? We're mid-September right now, and we go to mid-November. So that's only what, 2 more months? 2 months, yep. and it's all over again, and then we're going to be crying. Well, no, we're going to go through Christmas, and then we'll start crying.
And who will survive? And who will survive into the playoffs? Because there's still going to be guys who get injuries. So
yeah, 100%. Okay.
Any volunteers for doing the off-season agenda? Go on.
Biggest challenge of the year for you, isn't it?
I hate it.
Well, you know what? Actually, if Michael keeps coming up with some good questions like he has been lately, and he can write them all down, and then he can bring them 4th during the off season when we have nothing to discuss. We can go into discussing free agency or Canadian content ratio, or we can do a plethora of different things that will help educate him and his fellow Americans.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
so
help you. I will help Charles.
instead
I
of the
appreciate
shit
that.
just spewing out of your mouth right now into big rants, why don't you just write them all down and then bounce the ideas off of us, and then you can either go forward and conquer them, or we'll keep them for the off season.
Okay, that's
Good
fair.
idea.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just cause. Anyhow, welcome to the show, Charles Cliff. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. It's a Wednesday, midweek, or only a couple days from the weekend. It was super hot here yesterday, cooled down today. But
it was very hot.
But I'm kind of getting scared about next week, because next week my son goes from being an actual kid to an actual adult. So I will be the parent of an adult. Not sure what to think about that.
No, that's where you're wrong, Charles.
Well,
he's
19,
actually
above 19. What?
He's actually going to think he's an adult, but he's not really.
Okay, well, technically, according to the Canadian government, he's an adult.
I know.
Well, no, that's not true.
How's that not true?
He's turning 19?
Yes.
So according to the Canadian government, he's an adult at 18.
Right.
I guess that's true, because you can vote at 18.
Yeah.
You can vote and you can drink in most provinces.
Okay. Except for BC. So
BC, Alberta, you can. Saskatchewan is 19.
But I don't think you're.
It's a provincial thing.
I don't think you're a real adult till you're 36.
There's some merit to that.
In this day and age.
I'm 47. I'm not sure I'm an adult yet.
There you go. I rest my case.
My mommy told me if I haven't grown up by the time I'm 20, or 50, I don't have to. My mommy's always right.
That's a good goal to keep.
So I'm way past 50.
Yes.
So I don't have to grow up. But I think the defining moment in a person's life or in a man's life, that when he becomes an adult, is when he's married with children and a mortgage.
So
then you have no way to fucking go back then.
So I never grew up.
I said you didn't have to if you haven't done it by the time you're 50, and you're not 50.
Fair enough.
Charles is the only young one here. He's the only one that's got 3 years to grow up. Okay, so we're going to talk about last week's games, and we've got 4 of them. Very quickly, we had the Winnipeg Blue Bombers got spanked by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It was an interesting game. Strevler played quarterback. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't keep a straight face and using the word quarterback and Strevler in the same sentence, because it's just not right. It's an oxymoron. Or is he just a moron?
Guy that throws the ball or tries to throw it.
Well, he throws it to the other team more than he throws it to his own, doesn't he?
That's part of the problem.
Yeah. And he wasn't even running really well. Winnipeg didn't play a great game of football. I'm impressed that they got 21 points out of this game. They sure didn't earn it. Hamilton won this game handily, and I'm not sure they put out a lot of effort. Anybody want to take a shot at this one?
Yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about, how did you guys let me take Winnipeg last week? Like I actually didn't believe I took Winnipeg. I had to go back through the podcast, and sure enough, on the podcast, there I am saying, yes, let's go with Winnipeg. And I'm like,
and if you went back in the podcast, you would have listened that I said, are you serious?
So I thought Sparky made a mistake. I thought Sparky
didn't make a mistake. You did.
No, he did not. Yes, I did.
You followed your brother. You followed your big brother into hell.
I've never followed my brother a day in my life, my friend.
You just did. You just did, my friend.
Anyways, you know what? Winnipeg, I didn't think Winnipeg would be there, and Winnipeg wasn't there. And once again, this is a quarterback-driven league, and Winnipeg doesn't have a quarterback right now.
They do not.
Pretty simple.
I think that they're a team that's showing their age. They've
I
had
don't know
they've
if it
had
has to do with their age because they've gotten a little bit of a lot of guys, but they are old in some places. Winnipeg's just not they don't have the tools that they used to have that they could rely on to pull these
Well,
games out. And the number one tool is their quarterback. They don't have Zach Collaros, regardless if he can play or not. He's still their best option.
He's a shadow of his former self.
Yeah, I guess.
And he wasn't on the field at all. And he's
Nope.
not taking first team reps this week.
No.
And so it's going to be tough to pick a winner between Winnipeg and Ottawa.
Yes, it is.
the question I've got is, do you think Collaros is going to come back next week or
Yes.
this week?
Yes.
It starts
Yes,
to look that
he's
way.
going to come back. I
Should
have no
he?
doubt that he's going to come
No,
back.
But
Should he? No. He will. He's
he
a
will.
fighter.
I think he will.
He's a fighter. He'll come back as soon as he possibly can.
Once again, we don't know, like O'Shea has said, we don't know what the true medical thing is going on here. So for all we know, they could have told him, yeah, you're good to play.
Well, the way he looked on the sidelines last week, it appeared to me he's going to come back.
Well, yeah, absolutely is.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's practicing. He's not taking first team yet, but
part of the other thing is he's getting older. He's not as fast as he used to be. He's not as quick as he used to be, and that has something to do with it as well.
Well, and also he has got a 38-year-old left tackle.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got really one good weapon, and that's in Dembski.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oliveira.
He's got some other pretty decent receivers.
He does. Winnipeg's not a bad team. No. They're just not as good as what they were. So to say that they're in the top three would be wrong. To say they're in the bottom three would be wrong.
And then once again, you have to question, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, they're coaching the coaches, right? Because it's easy to coach a good team. It's hard to coach a bad team.
So what defined, since I haven't seen them during their run, what defined the Winnipeg team during their run?
Zach Collaros.
Okay.
They were just a powerhouse. They were strong at every single position.
Yep.
If I was to say that they were weak at any one position, it would have been kicking.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they had a problem with Legio, they had Castillo in, and then Castillo left, and then
but they paid Prefontaine like $2 zillion. Remember?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though, wasn't it?
That was during the run, the beginning of the run.
Yeah, beginning of the run. So yeah, I mean that's probably their weakest position, but they were strengths. Their defense was just abusive. Okay, their O-line was a gauntlet. Okay, nobody got to Zach Collaros. He never got
had Adam Bighill in his prime. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think Adam Bighill was in his prime when he was with Solly in BC.
Yeah, but by himself, I thought he was in his prime more so.
I don't think he was ever as good after he came back from the Saints.
I don't know. He's pretty good. He was the anchor of that defense.
Yeah, he was.
100% he was. Without question, he was the leader. He was the quarterback of that defense. Right? Yep. There was nobody else in the league as good as him. I just think he was better when he was with Solly.
Well, they were a
everybody be better when there was Solly?
No kidding.
Like they were formidable. I mean, you didn't touch. There was no run game against the Lions. So anyhow, this was a final score of 32-21 for the Hamilton Tiger Cats over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Total of 53 points. Everybody picked the Hamilton to win except for Will and Rick. They went with the Bombers. Charles got 32 points. Will got 36. CJ hit the 40 mark. Rick in with 32, Sparky with 38, and Mike in there at 30. The second game up was the Ottawa Red Blacks came into BC to play the Lions at the Dome. And this game went exactly the way that we thought the game the previous week would have been. And it was, and it did. It just Lions dominated from the opening kickoff. What was there? 2 punts for the Lions the entire game. It was just an offensive domination of the Red Blacks. The defense played strong in the first half, and again in the second half, they started to lighten up, and Ottawa got a little bit of headway, but not a lot. To me, it was a well-played game, but the score was closer than it should have been. Absolutely closer than it should have been.
It was flattering because the Red Blacks scored a touchdown with like 30 seconds left, which meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And everybody's going to look at the final score of 38-27 and say, oh, that was a close game. It was only 11 points back. No, it wasn't a close game. There was nothing about this close. Rourke went down the field, scored a touchdown. Ottawa came back, got a field goal. Rourke went down, scored a touchdown. Ottawa came back and got a touchdown. Rourke went down, scored a touchdown. Ottawa came back and got a field goal. You can't be trading field goals for touchdowns. You're not going to win the game.
And the Lions, I thought, took their foot off the gas in the second half.
Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah, the defense did for sure. Yeah. And I don't agree with that. I think you should play hard regardless. It's more important with divisional teams, but definitely, I don't care. You gotta destroy your opponent. That's the whole purpose of this game. We'll get into a Rick Campbell discussion if we go down that road.
This was a complete performance by BC. To me, it was a complete blowout. And it's the type of game that gets me to think that BC has the players. Like I've said, they've got the talent that in a playoff situation, I think that they could be dangerous against Calgary or Saskatchewan in a one-game playoff. I'm not going to disagree
with you. I'm not going to disagree with you, Mike. I think BC is a very strong, powerful team, but I want to point out that was fucking Ottawa. Okay?
True.
If this was an actual real football team, would it have been as dominant? I don't believe so. So BC has some issues and they have to work through them. This is a great time of the year to be on the upswing coming into the playoffs. And, I'm comfortable and I'm happy with the position at which they're in, but I'm not delusional. That was Ottawa.
Yeah, but Ottawa's played well the last 6 weeks. Be fair. They played well the last 6 weeks.
I'm not. They're a terrible team. They're a terrible team. They're a poorly coached team and they don't have a quarterback.
True.
Let's call it what it is. Okay.
But if you want to go from a statistical point of view, Crum and Rourke were tied as far as yards go passing.
Yeah. So that's not the only statistic that matters.
No, you got to score points when you get yards. I understand.
How about points for drives?
Yeah,
we know where that's going to be.
Crum took a beating. He was down on the floor at BC Place quite a bit.
Yeah, I still was not, and I'm not gonna be impressed until they show me. I was not impressed with BC's defense at all.
Oh, nor was I.
Okay, I don't care if Matthew Betts got 3 fucking sacks.
4
sacks are not gonna win the football game. Sorry.
Well, they did win, but
4 sacks is impressive. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't care what team you're playing.
In one game. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but what has he done for the rest of the year? That's the other question, right?
Well, he's now tied for the league.
And once again, you guys did say it's only Ottawa. So
it's only Ottawa.
Correct, but still.
I'm going to stand by that comment.
But no matter
I guess we will see. I guess we will see on Friday if
we will.
BC's for 100%. Real or not. Yep.
Right. So the final score was this, as I said, 38-27 for the BC Lions over the Ottawa Red Blacks. Everybody picked the BC Lions to win. That's a correct statement. So everybody picked up the 100 points. Charles with an extra 22, Will with 8, CJ with 20, Rick with 28, Sparky with 26, and Mike with 16. The third game of the week, which was the first game on Saturday.
Wait, and I will have you know, I've picked BC 4 times this year, and they've won 3 out of the 4 games. So what do you think of that?
Well, maybe your jinx is starting to wear off. Who knows?
Maybe. Go ahead.
I don't know. The first game on Saturday was the Edmonton Elks transporting their bodies over to Toronto to play the Argonauts at BMO Field. And this was a well-played game for both teams. Both teams are in the lower echelon of the league. They're not dominant forces, and they battled quite well back and forth. Edmonton owned the Argos for most of the game, and I don't know what the hell happened. They just kind of went to the locker room in the fourth quarter, and the Argos came back and had a walk-off field goal to win the game. And that's basically what it is. We were watching it, and I'm going, come on. Okay, the Elks are up. No, the Argos are up. Now the Elks are up. Oh, man, the Argos are going to kick a field goal. Fuck, they won. Okay, so I was kind of disappointed with that. I did pick the Elks. I was one of the lone people to do that. I said that I picked them with absolutely no confidence. Mike, on the other hand, was the other person that picked the Elks, and he did it with massive amounts of confidence. And we were both wrong. And the Argos, there's no way the Argos should have won that game. It was Edmonton's game to lose, and they lost it. Bottom line.
Our defense got 6 turnovers. We led the entire game except for the final 3 minutes. When a team has 6 turnovers and they convert touchdowns and their scoring is from those turnovers, and you lose the game because when it's a non-turnover situation, Fajardo couldn't move the ball. They could not move the ball unless it was during a turnover situation. And what would you think about at the end of the game? At the end of the game, Fajardo gives up a touchdown.
He's not a good quarterback.
True story.
It's just we've been trying to tell you that for a year and a half.
I don't know how a team gets 6 turnovers and loses the game.
No kidding.
That's unheard of. That's unheard of. And sorry, Mike, Edmonton's defense disappeared in the second half.
They did. They couldn't stop anything.
They got outscored 28-16. Okay?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I know that the most interesting part was when Mark Killam and Dimwitty got into it after the game.
Yeah.
And I missed that completely.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
They didn't really get into it, those two. It was with somebody else.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was an ex-Argo player, wasn't it?
Yes, that they cut the week before.
Yeah.
Williams or something.
But I was going to say, at the end of the game, the Elks only had to stop Jarrett Doge, and they couldn't do it.
Like, serious.
I told you their defense disappeared in the second half.
It did. They just vanished.
Either that or maybe, as Sparky said in our thing,
terrible quarterback to beat you guys. Okay,
maybe Jared Doge is the next one in the CFL. You never know.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Maybe Edmonton's going to pick him up in free agency.
They already had him, got rid of him.
I know.
Do you know what time I went to bed on Saturday night? 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, because I was so frustrated with Fajardo. I watched the game again. I watched the.
You put yourself through that
for punishment.
I had to watch it to see where our mistakes were, and all I did was get angry.
The biggest mistake is signing Cody Fajardo to a contract that was in the off season, and you guys have never recovered since.
You know what your biggest mistake is, Mike? For example, when Edmonton beat Calgary, and yes, I'm scared to say that Edmonton beat Calgary, I turned the game off way before the end of it. And then when the game was over, I went downstairs and deleted it off my PVR and never thought about it again. That's what you got to do.
You got to flush the game.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Watching it again does you no good.
I can say that Mark Killam yesterday was not too happy in his media press, and the players said that he was really giving them a lot of crap.
You think?
Can you blame them?
So, do you remember what I said just moments ago about Ottawa?
Yeah.
I can say the same thing about Toronto and Edmonton because they're in the same group. Okay. They're not going anywhere. Those three teams are not making the playoffs this year.
Well, and it was funny halftime in the Edmonton game on Saturday when Ottawa kicked that field goal because some fucking bonehead ran it out of the end zone and gave them a chance. Did you see Mark Killam's upset about that? He was really upset at that. So, and that was just before halftime. So, anyways, too much time on this game.
This finished on a walk-off field goal for the Toronto Argonauts, and the final score was 31-30. Total of 61 points. Everybody picked Toronto except CJ and Mike. So you guys got the 100 points. Charles got an extra 26. Will got 22. CJ got 28. Rick had a whopping 36. Sparky at 34. And Mike at the bottom again down there at 20. This wasn't a great week for you, Mike, on any of the games. No offense.
No.
The last game was actually quite a spectacular game. I did not anticipate this one at all. And I'm really not sure what happened out of it. But it was the Montreal Alouettes went into Saskatchewan, went into Regina to play the Rough Riders and literally spanked them. They mopped the floor with the Rough Riders. The number one team in the league got beat by Montreal with their backup. Now, thankfully, they had their number 2 quarterback and not their number 4 quarterback, which has been historically what happening lately. McLeod Bethel Thompson went in there and commanded his team to victory. And it was a decent game played by Montreal. They played, their defense came to play, their offense came to play. Special teams wasn't bad. What the fuck happened to Saskatchewan? I have no idea because they did not expect to play this football game on that level. Were they cocky, arrogant, expected to walk all over Montreal with their backup quarterback? Because it sure the hell didn't happen.
But
that was the worst game Trevor Harris ever had. He was horrible.
No, Trevor Harris has had some really bad games.
He's had some bad games.
Oh my God, no. Sorry. You haven't been around the league long enough to say that.
I saw him fold and collapse in a Grey Cup game once in Edmonton.
Yeah. No, he's not a good quarterback. I don't understand. He's surrounded by a very good team right now, and that are making him look a lot better than he is. I wouldn't want him on my team.
Well,
William, you were going to say something. Well, William, what were you going to say?
You know what? Saskatchewan decided not to show up for that game. They took the game off right from the get-go. They weren't on whatsoever. And they obviously took Montreal lightly. And I would expect them to take Montreal lightly because McLeod Bethel Thompson has not played well this year at all.
But he's not that bad of a quarterback.
No, I've never said he was a bad quarterback, but he hasn't played well this year. He's been horrible in the 2 games I've seen him in. So.
What are you doing there, Charles? You're doing weird shit.
Just trying to adjust my camera a little bit.
Okay.
Good enough.
Okay.
Good enough.
So it was an interesting game. And Montreal walked all over them. The final score was 48-31. It was a very high octane offensive game. And it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. Any day that the Riders lose is entertaining. It's a good thing, right?
Yep. Great day. Great day.
So we all picked Saskatchewan to win because they should have. So nobody got the big 100-point score on that one. But the total score was 48-31, total of 79 points. I'm sorry. So Charles, you picked up 4 points. Will, you got 0. CJ got 0. Rick got 0. Sparky got 0. Mike got 2. Way to go, Mike. 2 points.
Big winner, Mikey.
Oh, Mike.
You got a safety.
Whoa. Okay, so let's see how the panel did on this game. This is important. This is what Sparky wanted is living for, okay? So this week, we had number 1 on the field for the picks was Sparky at 398 points, right under the 400-point mark. Charles was next, 10 points back at 384. Rick in there at 296. CJ at 288. Mikey at 268 and Will at 266. Will, why did you take Winnipeg? Like shit, man. That was dumb.
Yeah, really dumb.
Okay, so we did have a change in ownership of this panel. Charles is now on the top at 47.86. CJ is back 20 points at 474.8. Will's back 100 points. Very close to Sparky. Sparky's coming up on Will really fast. Rick is down at the bottom in 39.28. And Mike broke the 1,000 mark. So he's on his way to taking Rick out. So just how we do that. So FYI, I'm still out of town. Yes, we know that, Rick. I should be over in the Sparky thing right now is what I should be doing. My bad. So power rankings this week after these wonderful games that we just watched where Saskatchewan got pummeled, BC took out Ottawa, Toronto barely squeaked through Edmonton, and the Bombers lost. So where would you put the power rankings? Well, we've got Calgary in number 1 position. They didn't play last week. They were on a bye. A lot of people say you can't move up or down on a bye week. They didn't because in my personal opinion, they were tied with Saskatchewan. I didn't think Saskatchewan's that good of a team. So putting Saskatchewan in the number 1 position was pretty much against my better judgment, but I did anyhow. So I would say that they were 1A, 1B. So just for the shit performance that Saskatchewan put in and got beat by Montreal, I had to drop them down 1 tier, and so did everybody else. So now Calgary's in top spot. Saskatchewan's in 2nd place. We've got Ottawa up in 3rd. I kind of disagree with that, although that's where I place them. I don't think they're as good as a 3rd place team, but I just honestly don't think there's any team better than them. So that's kind of a sad situation. BC in 4th, they're kind of bopping around. Toronto in 5th, Montreal in 6th, Winnipeg down in 7, Edmonton in 8, and Ottawa in the basement again, or wherever you want to put them. They actually went down because for some reason these guys put Montreal in 9th place last week. That was kind of wrong, but that's okay. They didn't play a very good game with Captain Morgan. So there's where our rankings are. Does anybody have anything to say about that? Because they pretty much mirrored everything that we said. There may have been some discussion about Edmonton, Toronto down there and flip them around, but who cares? They're at the dregs at the bottom. So that's really irrelevant. We all agreed that Calgary should be on top. No, we didn't all agree. Will and Rick both put Saskatchewan in number 1 position. That's kind of weird. Hamilton is number 3 straight across the board. BC was number 4 straight across the board. Toronto, or in 5th place. Toronto, Montreal, Winnipeg were up there. Might put Winnipeg there for some reason. Don't understand that one. Anyhow, and then the rest were just a hodgepodge of what's happened. So that's the power rankings. They're over. Let's move on. So our CFL Pick'em has Charles and CJ tied for the lead with 35 and 23. Now, in regards to that, the CFL.ca media people, Pat Steinberg is 37, Matthew Cause is 36. Both of them are beating us, Charles. Jamie Nye is at 34. Christina Constable is 35. That's tied with us, and 34 for Vicky Hall. They're actually very close. There's only 3 games separating them from top to bottom. Like I said, CJ and Charles are at 35. Will and Sparky are tied at 34. Rick has 28, and Mike is 8 and 7. But here's the interesting thing. Mike has moved up a position because of his percentages. His win percentage is 0.533, and Rick's is down at 0.483. CJ and Charles are both at 6.03, and Will and Sparky are back at 586. So we're very close. At least the top 4 are within spitting distance of each other. Mike is coming up really well with the percentages. He's not that far off of Sparky and Will. Rick, I don't know. He's in a different hemisphere. Not sure what's going on there.
He's busy vacationing.
He's busy vacationing. Can't pick worse shit. But he's been like that since the beginning of the season, taking Hamilton in week 1.
He's on vacation for the rest of his life. So,
well, so are you. at this point
He's
in time.
making the pick from Margaritaville.
I don't go away. Ricky goes away constantly. He's more interested in sitting in the middle of the grass and taking pictures of birds. That's what his life has come down to. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't understand it.
You
and
know
they're
what?
not even
Everybody's got to have their thing. Everybody's got to have their thing.
Okay. So the first game up this week, which is really important, is the Montreal-Toronto game. Montreal Alouettes are traveling to Toronto to play the Argos. The other way around. I'm sorry. Toronto's going to McGill Stadium in Montreal to play the Alouettes. Jamie Nye, Matthew Cause, and Christina Constable have taken the Alouettes. Argos are with Pat Steinberg, who is leading, and Vicky Hall, who is in the basement. So weird. Okay. Where are we now? FanDuel has the betting odds at 6.5 for Montreal with an over-under of 50.5. CFL Pick'em has Montreal at 72%, Toronto at 38%. Sparky's calculator has Montreal at 56. So we'll put Sparky down here at 56. We have Rick at 58. And put Rick down here at 58 for Montreal. And we have the new guy, Scott, who hasn't been on a podcast yet, but he is participating on a lot of things. And his words on this are Montreal at Toronto. Toronto is without Arbuckle. Doge came off the bench and did a decent drive. Montreal riding high after whooping Saskatchewan. I picked Montreal at 52. So we got Mike here, and then we got Scott over here. Scott is taking Montreal at 52. Dyslexic. I just put 25 down. 52. And Mike, I'm going to let Mike go ahead first there. Mike, what do you think on this game?
It's no doubt in my mind it's got to be Montreal on 53.
Montreal at 53. Okay, Charles, what do you want to do on this one? This is Toronto and Montreal.
Jared Doge came in. He played. I mean, he was really only in for the one drive. It was a good drive. He got what he done when he needed to. Whole big difference between having a good drive and putting together an entire game. Montreal came off a big win over Saskatchewan. I think Toronto, they had a few big weeks there with Arbuckle. Arbuckle's out now for the foreseeable future. They're about to take a slide. I pick Montreal 57.
57 for Montreal. William, what do you want to do here?
Toronto has no chance without Arbuckle, so let's go Montreal 55.
Wow, we are just staying so close to each other on this one. I'm going to take the Montreal Alouettes. There's not a hope in hell that Argos have a chance of winning this game. I don't see it. I probably would have picked Montreal even if Arbuckle was playing. Him not playing and Doge being in there, I just don't see Toronto having the weapons. They don't have the defense to be solid enough to play against McLeod Bethel Thompson. Montreal's defense is very stout. I don't think Doge is going to be able to break the armor. So I'm taking the Montreal Alouettes, and I'm going with my typical 54 points, which is I'm doing that every game this entire season. And we'll see what happens. In fact, it was kind of funny because when Scott picked his thing, he picked a whole pile of different things, and it just didn't work. Anyhow, it just kept being, it was what I wanted, it's what Rick wanted, it's whatever. I guess Charles just said something about I'll be right back because he just went off the screen and I got a post for him. So Charles is missing for a minute here. So we'll come back to him if we have to. So the next game up, I got to get back over here. Is the Calgary or the BC Lions are traveling to Calgary to play the Stampeders at McMahon Stadium. This is an important game for both teams. Calgary's on a push for first place overall. BC is trying to be competitive into the playoffs and work themselves up to be a competitive team. And they've been hot and cold this year, and I'm not really overly impressed with the defense of BC at any time. Vernon Adams has not performed up to par for the last 2 or 3 games. And although he won 2 of them, he lost one, and then we had the bye here. So I'm kind of tossed up on this one. I don't know what to do. I'm iffy one way or the other. Do I take the Calgary Stampeders, who I honestly believe is going to win? Do I stay the homer and pick the BC Lions? It's a tough bet for me. Matthew Cause is the only one taking the BC Lions. Everybody else has taken the Calgary Stampeders. FanDuel betting odds has Calgary at 5.5 with an over-under of 54.5. CFL Pick'em has Calgary at 76%, BC Lions 24. We have the Sparky calculator that has Calgary at 53. We have Rick has pulled off Calgary Stampeders at 58. That's right. Ricky takes 58 all the time. He's taken a page out of the CJ book. Scott has come up with BC Lions at 56. I'm gonna like that. Here's what he said to say about the game. This is the toughest one for me. Both teams have shown great and horrible play. Rourke's playing very well. VA's got something to prove after this performance against Edmonton. BC has more need to win. I picked BC at 56. I don't know if BC has more to win. I'm not going to argue with him because he's not here. But I'm really torn on this game. Let's play the circuit. Charles, what are you going to do here?
Well, this is actually the toughest one, I think, of the week to pick, I think. Well, not really for me.
It's going to be the best game. It's between the two best teams.
It's going to be the best game. Nathan Rourke, Vernon Adams. I mean, there's no, I don't believe there's any animosity between the two. I think they're friends. But let's face it, those two want to one-up each other. You got to think that's certainly the case. Lions have had their defensive issues this year. Calgary, they've been good, but they've had a few defensive hiccups as well. Games against Ottawa and last one against Edmonton. So this is an interesting game. It's a tough one to pick. I know I'm going to pick the Lions. I'm not super confident. I think it's going to be an excellent game. And I really think this is going to be a high scoring game because of the reason I said. I think Adams and Rourke want to one-up each other. I'm going to pick the Lions, and I'm going to pick 66 points.
BC at 56.
66.
Okay,
66.
I'm sorry, 66?
66. So,
Wow,
2 6.
okay.
I think it's going to be
My
high
bad.
scoring.
Pretty high scoring game there. Yo, quick. William.
This is a hard game for me too, because Calgary, Vernon Adams hasn't played great for the last 2 weeks. Not even close to great. Their defense has had some injuries in the last couple of weeks. They haven't played great. There's probably no animosity between Vernon Adams and the BC Lions, but I guarantee you he wants to do well against the BC Lions. There's no doubt about that.
Of course he does.
He'll be 6 feet off the ground when that game starts, I'm sure. Which sometimes could screw you up a little bit. That
can work against you sometimes.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Absolutely. I think Calgary's defense is better, and that's why I'm going to pick Calgary. 54.
No.
Oh, sorry, 55.
Okay. I'm going to take the BC Lions only because I'm stupid. I honestly believe this is the Calgary Stampeders game to lose. BC, yes, I know BC. I am a BC Lions fan, Charles. There's no doubt about it. I am wearing Carhartts today, but that's beside the point. I think the Lions do have something to prove. I think they need to be able to prove that they can play with the best. I believe the Calgary Stampeders are the best team in the CFL, although they haven't been playing that lately. So let's see what happens. I'm taking the BC Lions at 54 points, and we will see where the chips fall. Will, this might be the game that you pick us up.
Yeah.
You catch up to us.
I think this is a big game, as in, I think whoever loses this game is going to start going backwards. Just my thoughts. Because they do play each other again.
Soon.
Yeah, I think
Like
not
3
may not
weeks.
be the week. Is it the week after or the week 2 weeks after?
Week 18, I believe.
Okay, yeah, in
No,
BC.
I think it's the week after. It's September
Is it?
6th. Yeah, I think it's like October 4th.
Okay, because I know Calgary after this game, Calgary is on the road for 3 weeks straight, I think. So, which is just ridiculous at the end of the year, but hey, I'm not
Hey,
going to complain. 'Cause it
Toronto's
does-
in BC next week. Calgary is in Montreal. And then the week after that, Calgary, week 18, like I said, week
Yeah.
18, Calgary is in BC. And then Calgary's in Hamilton before
Now,
Calgary comes back home for Toronto.
How stupid is that? Calgary
Stop whining.
Calgary goes to Montreal, then they go to BC, then they go to Hamilton. Are you fucking kidding me?
And they
Anyways,
probably go to Calgary in between each one of them.
no, they do. Well, yeah, probably. I don't know how they do that. Maybe they'll stay on the road so they can get closer or something.
Why?
I don't know if they can afford that.
No, send them home between. Yeah, that makes no sense. Anyhow, let's go back to this. That's a wrap. Mike, what would you like to do in this BC Calgary game? Sorry, sir.
For me, it's Calgary's got the best defense. They're going to come. They're going to come back after a bye week. I think Vernon Adams is going to have this. He's going to have a great game because he's playing against BC. I think it's going to be Calgary in 52.
And what's his name also comes back this week as well for Calgary. Defensive back who had a great first 6 games and broke his leg. And he played for BC last year.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't.
Just a minute.
Okay. Doesn't matter. We're moving on.
Keep on talking.
The third game up is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are going into Ottawa, TD Place, I believe it's called, and they're going to play the Red Blacks. CFL Media has Pat Steinberg and Vicky Hall are taking the Bombers. Everybody else is taking the Red Blacks. This is a tough game to pick. I really don't have much choice in it. I honestly believe the Bombers are going to take this one. Ottawa's a terrible fucking team. The FanDuel betting odds has Ottawa at 2.5 with an over-under of 51.5, low-scoring game. Winnipeg at 53, Ottawa at 47. So the CFL Pick'em has opposite to the FanDuel betting odds, but then we know that CFL Pick'em is just a matter of who has more fans, and Winnipeg has more fans than Ottawa, so that's would be a given no matter what, because they're all homers back there. Sparky Calculator has a Winnipeg at 53. Yes, Winnipeg at 53. Rick has Winnipeg at 58. And we'll see who the Rider fan here, Scott. Scott has Winnipeg at 44. He's going low on this one. And what does he have to say about it? He says Winnipeg has to win. Has to. Ottawa is not making the playoffs. Drew Brown has taken snaps at practice. Neither Zach Collaros or Brown will start this week. I pick Winnipeg at 44. Good summation, good analyzation, and we'll see what happens on that. Sorry?
Except I think Brown is starting this week.
I know. I haven't heard that he's starting. I heard he's taking snaps, but
okay.
He's
I don't care. I think Dustin Crum's a better quarterback.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? I'm sorry. I don't like Drew Brown. I think Dustin Crum's been playing better with that team than Drew was earlier, even though Drew did spank Calgary. Mike, what are you going to do here?
This
Winnipeg,
is
Ottawa.
I don't think Winnipeg's going to win because they've not been playing good football of late. They don't have a starting quarterback. I think it's going to be Ottawa in 56.
Ottawa in 56. Okay. William, you picking Winnipeg? like you did last week?
FYI, Adrian Green is coming back to Calgary this week.
Who?
Adrian Green. He played
Who?
for you guys
He
he played
was here
14
last year.
games for BC.
There's a reason he's not in BC.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you couldn't afford him.
Yeah,
Anyways,
our
you gave
secondary is
Rourke
so
too
good,
much
too.
money. This is a hard game,
It
but
is.
it's not a hard game. Winnipeg, except when they're playing BC, the only time Winnipeg wins with Chris Strevler is against BC. So, they have Chris Strevler. They're playing Ottawa. Ottawa's got Drew Brown or Dustin Crum. Fudge nuts. I am gonna go with Ottawa 55.
Oh, so Will either takes the lead or drops back down. Because I don't think Charles is going to take Ottawa. I don't know. Maybe he is. Ottawa. Charles, what are you going to take here? Winnipeg, Ottawa.
I'm sorry. This is a tough one because Ottawa's kind of a lousy team. Winnipeg's got no quarterback. They're not playing well right now. It's really hard. I just can't pick Strevler. I'm sorry. I'm picking Ottawa. I don't like it. And again, not confident, but I'm going to go Ottawa 50.
5-0.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to pick Ottawa.
Or you can go way ahead because if BC and Ottawa wins, you're on top, buddy. Big time.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I am not taking Ottawa. There's not a hope in hell that I will take Ottawa to beat any team in the league, not even the Edmonton Elks. I am going to pick Winnipeg to win this game at 54 points. I don't like Strevler, but I think that they are going to plan a defense around his deficiencies and try to work on his strengths with a running game. And I don't think Ottawa's with Brady Oliveira and Strevler running the ball. I think I don't think Ottawa can stop them.
They don't hand the ball off to Brady Oliveira right now for some reason.
Well, we're going to find out whether or not they do. If they don't hand the ball off to Brady,
well,
this game's up in the air.
To be fair, though, he ran for over 100 yards last week. They still lost.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So I'm taking the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 54 points. So that is, hang on. I got Sparky at 3. What is Sparky? That's kind of funny.
I think
Sparky
once
put
again,
Winnipeg at 53.
We're finding a lot of things out about people this year. Okay. The one thing we found out is that CJ is actually a Bo Levi Mitchell fan. He's also a Chris Strevler fan. It's obvious.
Fuck off. I like Chris Strevler about as much as I like Cody Fajardo.
He's into shot putters, obviously. Anyways, moving on. That was kind of funny.
Okay, I gotta just make a
So explain to me,
quick text there. Somebody's texting me. How rude during a football podcast. Okay, so the last game, which is really going to be interesting, has the Edmonton Elks in display Hamilton at Timbit Field. It's not Timbit Field anymore. Does it have a name or is it just Hamilton Stadium?
Hey, sorry, is the Ottawa Winnipeg game in Winnipeg or Ottawa?
Ottawa.
It's in Ottawa.
Okay.
It's in Ottawa.
Okay.
It's the only thing that gives Ottawa a chance is not being in Winnipeg.
And
so why did you pick Christopher? Why did you pick Ottawa?
You did.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I'm not picking Ottawa. There's not a fucking hope in hell.
Okay. Sorry
about that. I have no use for Ottawa. None. I just don't think they're a good team. They're down at the bottom of the power rankings for a reason. They're the worst team in the league. They got a terrible coach. They don't have a consistent quarterback, and their defense sucks. How do we expect them to win a football game? Hey, nobody can argue with me. The last game has the Edmonton Elks into Hamilton to play the Tiger Cats. The CFL media has picked the Ticats straight across the board. Hamilton is a 5.5-point favorite with an over-under of 56.5. CFL Pick'em has Hamilton at a whopping 85, Edmonton at 15. Sparky's calculator has Hamilton at 55. Rick has come in here and pulled the Hamilton at 58. Scott is taking Hamilton at 56. And here's what Scott has to say about it. I just don't think Edmonton has a chance. I think Edmonton will miss the playoffs, and this will be the start of it making the push. I see a lot of sacks for Hamilton, and I'm picking the Ticats at 54. Okay, I'll jump on this one really fast. I'm taking the Hamilton Tiger Cats at 54. He took Hamilton to 54. He can't do that. No, he did something else. He went, sorry, we had that discussion. That's Sparky made a mistake.
55.
Yeah,
I think he changed it to 55.
He can't. He did, and then Sparky said he's taken 55. So Scott changed that and went to, what did he do here? Somewhere else. He takes Hamilton 56.
But I was going
Scott
to take
is-
56. No, I'm just kidding.
It's too bad. He's got it before you. There he is. There's not a hope in hell that Edmonton is going to beat a Hamilton Tiger Cats in Hamilton. It's not going to happen. Cody Fajardo against Bo Levi Mitchell. We've seen that matchup many times over the first 6-7 years of their career, and it never ended well for Cody Fajardo. And so, hey, what can I say? I'm taking the Ticats. One feline to another. We'll go with that. Mike, I'll let you go. You're the Edmonton Elks fan. Are you going to take the Elks in this one, or are you going to be smart?
I believe that the key to this game is if Edmonton can get Rankin going, who Rankin has potentially, he can be a super running back in this league. He's a good player. If we can get him going, Fajardo does have talent. He does have the ability.
Where?
He does have the talent to get the ball to our wide receivers.
Sometimes.
The only question I have is if our offensive line goes on vacation like they did in the fourth quarter of the game last week. I'm gonna go with Edmonton and 62.
Edmonton and 62. That's ballsy. Yeah. Have you looked at the Hamilton run defense? How
Yes,
it ranks in the league?
yes, I have.
You have, and you think Rankin's going to be able to deal with that?
We have no choice. We've got to get Rankin going. If here's the deal. Edmonton knows going into this game that if we lose this game this week, our playoff chances are over. Everybody on that team,
anyways.
No, since the beginning of the season.
no, they're not.
Over
No,
before
they're
the
not.
season started.
No, it's not. Our team has been playing well for the last 2 months. We had one hiccup last week. It was a game that hurts like hell. That game hurt like hell. But it's a game we should have won. They know they have to win this game. Mark Killam is going to light a fire under their ass this week. If they lose this week, it's over.
Okay. So I want you to do me a favor in the future, just to protect your sanity, and keep. This is one brother to another, and I'm worried about your mental capacity. Stop using the word "we."
Oh.
Okay. Start using the pronoun "they." Okay.
Or them.
They, them, whatever.
He,
Okay.
she.
But don't group yourself into there and say we. Okay. You don't take the field with them. You're not in the locker room with them. You can be excited about them. You can be fans of them 100%, but don't take ownership. Okay. It will just let you down. I don't talk about the BC Lions as we, because I've been miserably disappointed by the Lions throughout the history of my life.
Have you?
And You know what? And I'm perfectly okay with that. I cheer for the Lions. I want them to win, everything else, but I really try not to use the word we. I don't get emotionally attached to the losses. I may throw things during the game. We're very close to the end of the game, but that's it. And once the game's over, as Will does, we flush it and move on. We had to flush that Toronto game really badly.
Oh,
Okay? Really badly. It was sad. And we did. We flushed it. So Edmonton at 62. I appreciate your score. I do appreciate your loyalty to a team that doesn't deserve it, but you got to drop the we. Okay. Up next, William.
Yeah.
Edmonton into Hamilton.
Yeah.
Just in case you forgot.
No, I haven't forgot. Edmonton into Hamilton. Well, I haven't really been a Bo Levi fan for 2 years, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's better than Cody Fajardo.
It's not setting the bar high.
Nope. And Cody can run into sacks better than Bo can. Okay.
Yes, because Bo doesn't run.
And Bo usually doesn't get sacked very much because he throws the ball away.
Last week, did you hear about last week?
2 weeks ago.
Hang on, just for a second. I'm sorry, going to interrupt you. Did you see last week Bo Levi Mitchell scored his first running touchdown in his 10-year career? His very first touchdown.
Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think that was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks
Was
ago.
it? Okay, my bad. I don't know. I just saw it and I just went, wow. Seriously?
Well, I'm not that surprised. You could time him running with a calendar.
Yes. You could. Okay. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt there, William. Pick your Hamilton Tiger Cats, and what's the score going to be?
Hamilton 57.
57. Okay, there you go. And Charles, what are you going to do there, my friend?
I'm sorry. I just see. I truly believe that Edmonton's going to get their ass handed to them. I think this one is. I think Hamilton's going to win this one. They're a better team. Edmonton's had some decent games. I think that loss last week, while it was close, it's going to set them back. I think it kind of burst their bubble a little bit, and I just think Hamilton's a better team. Bo Levi Mitchell, I'm going to take every time over Cody Fajardo, so I'm going to take Hamilton to win, and I'll say Hamilton 52.
52 points. Okay, that's a wrap on these games. I'm not sure if what we're doing here. I'm not going to change this. I don't have any desire to change it. But you know how we're doing the combined score and picking this thing? I think we should do the point spread.
Yeah, I hate point spreads.
That's so subjective.
I know, isn't it awesome? Okay, I'm just throwing shit out there. Okay, that's the end of that. Let's put that away. Where are we here on time? We're playing along.
8:21.
Yeah, I got to jump over to Charles here and do the agenda. Where is the agenda? There it is. What do we got? There's our games. Hang on, that's like way far. We've done a lot of this, Charles.
Yeah,
didn't we do the Mike O'Shea takes exception to Milt Stiegel saying that Zach should retire? We did that last week. Well, that's what I got here right now.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's in this new agenda. MLSE strikes the deal to strengthen the profile of the Toronto Argonauts with the Buffalo Bills. Wasn't that last week too?
No, we had to pass.
Wait a minute. Where's my?
We deferred that
you know
to this
what?
week.
Son of a bitch! I think I sent the wrong agenda. I sent the copy of last week's agenda. No, it's here. No, I'm looking at the right one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got Jared Dogue to start Toronto instead of Chad Kelly. Saskatchewan working to bring legal tailgating to Mosaic. But you know the
Go
Montreal
down,
Alouettes
under
you
those
got
two
Montreal
teams out
Alouettes
there.
activate
Yeah.
McLeod Bethel Thompson, which was last week. The first three are from last week. First
Okay, I don't know.
three.
That got mixed up. I think I got my agendas mixed up. Go
Okay.
down to the bottom. Go down to the bottom two. Those two are not from last week. I don't know how those other three got in there,
Yeah.
but the bottom two are not from last week. So
No, they're not, and we can do that.
Screwed it up there.
Jared
Nothing
Dog,
earth-shattering, by the way, but
Jared Dogue is to start for Toronto, not Chad Kelly. That's an interesting choice. I mean, they have. Chad Kelly has been cleared to play. He was dressed on the sidelines for last game, and
No, he wasn't.
when
No, he
no, it
wasn't.
wasn't.
No, he
wasn't he? I
He
thought he was
wasn't.
dressed last week. Okay,
Nope.
okay, my bad. I apologize. I didn't actually see the
And
game because I was on the highway.
There was a letter on Facebook today
Oh,
that someone put on there from Chad Kelly saying that they're taking it slow with his recovery because he doesn't want to be 90% well. He wants to be 100% well. So to me, it sounds like he's not playing this year. Okay. And apparently he's
Is that
doing
physically well or mentally?
well, apparently he's doing a feature on YouTube about his comeback and all the hard work he's done.
Oh, isn't that just wonderful?
Which is not something anybody's going to watch.
nope.
No.
At least I'm not anyways. So yeah, I think Ottawa is in trouble without Arbuckle.
That's
Toronto.
Toronto.
You mean
Toronto.
Toronto.
Sorry. In reality, so
What is wrong with Arbuckle? What type of injury did he have? Is he done for the year?
no, calf strain apparently 2 to 5 weeks.
Yep. If he does the full 5 weeks, that'll take you right into the off season, pretty much. Because I don't think Toronto's going to make the playoffs, especially now that Arbuckle's out. I think that makes it even less likely, and it was not very likely with him in.
No,
Well,
it wasn't.
Hopefully it'll be enough to get Dimwitty fired, but
Probably not going to happen.
No, I don't think so.
He's got a contract, and MLSE is not going to pay for another coach.
I just don't like Chad Kelly, period, as a human being. I don't think
Who
he should
does?
be he shouldn't be in the league.
And despite not, and I don't like Ryan Dinwiddie, I do believe he's a good coach.
Well, we were all calling for his ass before he beat the Bombers in the Grey Cup. So
yeah, and he's won 2 Grey Cups since he's been the head coach. So
and
it's hard
since
to
that
argue
time
that.
he's won 2 Grey Cups, and it's really hard to argue. But then you've also beat Winnipeg twice, and they're not well. You can't disrespect Winnipeg. You can't disrespect Ryan Dinwiddie and the ability of not to play a coach. But you have to realize that his team has absolutely left him twice.
obviously
Right? Like
not
every
a great obviously not a great human being to play football for.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Just
know what?
saying.
If your team doesn't want to go to battle for you, how are you going to perform to that level? And
Well, why would you want to go to battle for him when in a post game interview 3 times this year he's thrown his team under the bus?
I know.
Yeah, but I have no issue with that. If you don't play
I
good,
do.
If they're not performing, he should be calling them on throwing them under the bus.
absolutely.
Not in the media.
You gotta, yeah. Well,
No.
why not?
No, not in the media.
No. You call them anything you want in the locker room. You call them out. You call them everything that you possibly want. You want to yell, scream, throw things, bitch, toss chairs around. Go ahead, but you do not do it in the media.
You're going
These
to
are
lose a
adults.
lot. You'll lose the locker room if you do it.
I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
Once
just
again,
don't like it.
Once again, that goes back to people not liking to hear the truth. Right?
Of course it is. We've been dealing with that nonstop since last Wednesday.
What? Right. Okay.
Let's don't go there.
Oh, we're not going to go there. What just happened here? I lost Will and myself.
Not me. I'm still here.
No, but there's a big blank screen across us here, and something's trying to happen here, and it's not working.
It must be
There we
with
go.
you because it's not with anybody else.
No. It's my computer. My
Oh,
cursor
okay.
went over and brought Microsoft's Edge up, and I don't like
okay.
Microsoft Edge, and I don't know how to shut it down.
I just
Anyways.
wish Edmonton had another chance against Toronto with Dodge as quarterback for the whole game.
Why?
Well,
We
yeah,
don't.
shit. I want
That
BC to do the same
that
thing.
was
No
last
kidding.
week. That was last week,
Well,
Mike. Get the
we
fuck
might get
over
that
it.
next week, CJ. So don't. We might get that answer next week, CJ. So don't worry about that. We might get that. We probably will get
we
that.
might get it. We might get it. Who knows? Even we might get Chad Kelly.
No.
Wouldn't
I'm
that
fine
be
with that.
interesting? I'd love to see Matthew Betts introduced to to Chad Kelly. Wouldn't that be just a lovely day?
I mean, you know what, Mike?
Matthew,
I
meet our
hate
buddy
to tell you this,
Chad.
Mike, but I hate to tell you this, Mike, but Edmonton, I'm thinking they're done because they play Hamilton, Saskatchewan, and
Yeah, they
Winnipeg,
got a tough schedule down
and
there.
BC,
NBC.
and
They got
Calgary.
BC, who they beaten
And
twice.
Calgary.
Beaten them twice.
Put a fork in them. They're done.
Yeah.
You gotta hope.
They're not going to play a team under 500 for the rest of the season.
And you know what? Toronto might not make the playoffs either because they have a holy smokes. They play Edmonton, Montreal, BC, Hamilton, Saskatchewan, Calgary. Wow.
Yeah, they got a crap schedule too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the
Well,
way
BC
from
doesn't
home.
have a wonderful schedule, but it's not bad. I mean, we got to play Saskatchewan and Calgary twice.
Yeah.
And Toronto.
Well, we get Toronto and Edmonton.
Just remember, guys, I'm trying to grow our Edmonton Elks blog. So I've got to have some hope to get some traffic for us.
Yeah, but
No,
Mike,
you have to reach some reality.
But Mike, what if everybody is reading this stuff thinking this guy's insane? Because
Learn
this ain't
this-
gonna happen.
Learn this phrase. There's always next year.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Edmonton is not going to improve until they get a quarterback that is capable of beating the other quarterbacks in this league.
If Toronto is gonna keep Chad Kelly around, I would go after fucking Arbuckle the offseason. I really would. He has been
I
in
said that to you
Edmonton
before,
once.
Mike, is the quarterback for the Edmonton Elks is not yet on the roster.
Nope.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have no faith in Trey Ford. I have no faith in Cody Fajardo. And, and I got into that discussion with some guy on that CFL fans in the US today, where he came out and he was saying how wonderful Cody Fajardo is and that he, just about any team in the league would be happy to have him. There's not a fucking team in the
Most of them
league that
already
would
have.
change nobody would trade their starter they currently have for Cody Fajardo. In fact, most teams wouldn't trade their backup for Cody Fajardo.
I don't think Cody Fajardo's that bad. He's not as bad as you're saying.
BC would trade Jeremiah Mazzoli for Cody Fajardo. No problem.
Sure.
Would Toronto trade Arbuckle? No.
No.
Would Ottawa trade Dustin Crum? No.
No.
Probably not.
Okay. Would Edmonton trade Strevler? No.
He doesn't play for Edmonton, so how could they?
Would Winnipeg? Would
I wouldn't
Winnipeg
want-
trade Strevler?
I wouldn't
don't
want
think
him.
so.
I wouldn't want him.
I understand that, but what I'm
Oh.
saying is, you know what? I would even take Jake Mayer over Cody Fajardo.
Oh,
No, you
God,
wouldn't.
no.
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
I'm not going
No, you
there.
wouldn't.
Sorry,
No.
that's a
And I
bridge
would,
too far.
and I would actually trade Strevler for Cody Fajardo. In a
I
heartbeat.
kind of thought that too, to be honest.
In a heartbeat, because he can throw the ball and he
He's
can
a
run
better
the ball.
passer than Trevor
Yeah.
is.
Yep, I agree. But
But Winnipeg, I said, would Winnipeg do it? I don't think Winnipeg would do it. Strevler puts butts in the seats. He's loved by the fans,
Yeah, but-
regardless of how shitty he
Yeah,
is.
but
not
don't
gonna be-
forget-
They're not going to do it.
don't forget they had what's his name as their starter for how many years?
Drew Willie?
Drew Willie?
No, after Drew Willie. He was the guy who was going to take him to the promised land before he got hurt, and then they traded for Caleres.
Oh, Matt
What's his-
Nichols.
Matt Nichols.
Nichols.
I would have traded Cody Fajardo for Matt Nichols in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, I want Matt
Not
Nichols
Jim-
too.
Matt Nichols
Why
was-
not?
Matt Nichols wasn't a good quarterback.
No,
He was better than Cody Fajardo.
I don't think so.
I'm not convinced of that.
Oh fuck. Okay, we got to shut
Anyways,
this podcast down and get
it
it
doesn't
up on
matter.
YouTube.
Cody Fajardo
Okay.
won a Grey Cup and Matt Nichols didn't. But whatever.
So
Okay,
did
okay.
Marcus Crandall.
Yep.
Hey, Marcus Crandall, Marcus Crandall, Cody Fajardo, Nick Arbuckle. Okay. Trevor Harris has never won a Grey Cup. Would you take Trevor Harris or Cody Fajardo?
Cody Fajardo.
Trevor Harris. No, Trevor Harris.
No, Trevor Harris.
Trevor Harris in a heartbeat.
He's a poor man's version of your favorite quarterback, Christopher. Ricky Ray.
Ricky Ray was an amazing quarterback.
No, I said he's a poor man's version of Ricky Ray
Yeah.
He's
In
Ricky
his-
Ray if you
in
order him
his-
off of Temu.
in his accuracy. He's a very accurate quarterback.
Who?
Harris.
Harris.
Well, doesn't Cody Fajardo currently hold the best accuracy in the CFL?
I have no clue because I'm not a Cody Fajardo fan. He
So-
plays on a shit team.
To
One
beat
of
the
the-
rest, you have to
So,
be better
so
than them.
let's ask this question: what does Edmonton do with you know who next year?
Trey Ford
Yeah,
He's gone.
is
He's
gone.
released.
I
Yeah,
think
but
he's
who's-
done.
who's gonna take him?
They'll waive him.
Oh,
I don't think
someone could say-
anybody will.
No, I think someone might sign him as a backup, not as a starter.
He's a wide.
I have said that before. I'd love to see him in BC, but I don't think it's going to happen.
He's a wide receiver.
I would take Trey Ford in a heartbeat over Jeremiah Mazzoli. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, so would everybody. like
So at a third the money.
I don't
yeah,
know
but he's
where
not
Edmonton. I
making
don't
much
know
money
where.
anyways.
I don't know where Edmonton's quarterback for next year is. It.
Neither does Edmonton.
The
You'll
funny
probably
thing is,
find it out in
Mike, I don't think
February.
Edmonton does either.
Yeah, that's the thing about this league. We don't have backup. We don't have quarterbacks in this league that we can trade for.
But you shouldn't have to trade for them. You should be developing your own.
Okay, so I don't understand why someone hasn't taken, because from what we've heard from the broadcasts, Dustin Crum, nobody's taken him to develop him.
I would. I would-
I know
He should be on the top of the list. If they're going to go stick with Drew Brown, he would be on the top of the list of the guys I would look at.
I agree.
Yes, but
But-
Taylor Powell would be up there, in my opinion, too.
Yeah,
Well,
what
yeah,
the hell? I
But
mean, he
we
can't get in
haven't
the lineup.
seen Taylor Powell in 2 years.
Well, no, we saw him last year.
Very briefly.
At the beginning,
Well, that's when they benched Bo Levi, remember? And then
Yeah.
he got hurt.
but then Taylor Power got hurt and Bo Levi came back to life.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do in Calgary if Vernon Adams goes down? You really don't have a backup.
TJ Walker, or what's his name?
Well, no, we don't. But
That's
that's
the
like
problem.
that's like saying that with anybody. You think BC's gonna scare anybody with Jeremiah Mazzoli?
No, we saw that
No.
already. That ain't going to scare anybody.
Okay.
No, we're
okay.
laughing at that already.
It's nothing.
It's
to
a
laugh.
very, very weak quarterback class. We do not
Yes,
have
it is.
9 quarterbacks in this league that are starters.
We do not. I would take Cody Fajardo tomorrow as a backup. For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I would.
Yes, he would be better than what you got. He would be better than what we have.
Yeah. Better than most people have. So
I still think that Trey Ford would be a better fit in BC.
yeah, but Trey Ford, BC. Okay, what's BC's big strength?
Quarterback,
No, besides the quarterback.
receivers.
Right. Trey Ford doesn't throw the fucking ball to anybody. Okay? He runs around like an idiot and pretends to throw the ball occasionally. And I don't know. I would think that somebody has to have tried to make him a quarterback that drops back and throws the ball and reads defenses.
But they tried to do that at the beginning of the season in Edmonton, and it failed miserably.
It doesn't work. Stick.
It didn't work because he can't do it.
Well, I know. So
why would BC want him if he can't read a defense? Why would you want him, Christopher?
Well, I don't think BC wants him. I think Christopher wants him.
Christopher wants him.
He's a good athlete.
Because I think he has a very similar playing style to Nathan Rourke. He's just not mature yet. He needs a lot of tutorage. He needs some mentorship behind in there, and he needs to be a backup quarterback for another 2 or 3 years while he develops. And at that point in time, will he be able to read defenses? Well, that's when we decide whether or not he is a quarterback in the CFL. We can't decide right now. He's not played enough football. He's not matured enough to play football in this league as a starter. He should never have been a starter.
I agree.
He's not a starter right now.
No.
Okay? He needed time to develop. He's a Canadian. He's not had the coaching. He hasn't had the training. He hasn't had the facilities that the American counterparts have had. That's just a fact. Youth sports is a joke in comparison.
Yeah.
So Charles, where do you go and get quarterbacks these days? Do you go down and scout them down here in the U.S.?
I think that's got a lot to do with it. That's where a lot of them come from. That's where most of them come from. You see very few come out of youth sports. Sometimes you get guys that have been cut from the NFL.
But how many guys come from there and walk right in and start in the CFL?
Very few. You have to be a backup for a while.
Right.
Is it because of the adjustment to the rules is really the issue, isn't it?
No, I think it's the adjustment to the football game, which is a different football game than American football.
Yeah.
So let's just not say the rules, man. I mean, the waggle messes with everybody's head, whether you're a receiver, you're a quarterback, or you're DB.
Where all your receivers can move at once. Like you bring an American in, they're confused. You bring linebackers in, they're confused. So, and then
it takes adjustment time.
And then how many guys can make that out pass on the wider field? Because that's a long ball.
Yeah.
You're going right, and you got to throw left, and that's 65 yards?
At least not at first.
Right. You got to get used to all that stuff.
So you need a quarterback that can run. You got a quarterback that has an arm, and you're going to need a quarterback that reads a defense. Where do you find that in the beginning? You have to make it. And I've said this over and over and over again this year, is that the CFL has got away from developing quarterbacks. We need to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster that at one point in time, we want them to be number 1. And they have to develop. But the problem is, as soon as you get a good backup, a decent, reliable backup, some stupid-ass team wants to steal them. And that's basically what happened with Winnipeg and Drew Brown. That's what happens with everything. And you yourself just now said, who is Edmonton going to take for a quarterback? Well, stop stealing the fucking quarterbacks from other teams and develop your own. I don't mean that in a personal way. It's not a slight at you. It's what's missing in the CFL right now is that we have stopped developing quarterbacks. Your number 1 quarterback should be your number 1 quarterback. Your number 2 should be a number 1 quarterback that's in the waiting. He's just waiting to get on the team. Your number 3 guy should be a prospect that one day will be the number 2 guy, that one day will be the number 3 guy, number 1 guy. But that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, as soon as somebody gets good in a backup capacity in free agency, they leave.
One year in Calgary, we had Dave Dickinson, Henry Burris, and help me here, Jeff Garcia as the 3 quarterbacks.
And in 1 year, we had Ricky Ray, Trevor Harris, and Zach Caleros.
Yep.
In Toronto. In BC, we had Dave Dickinson, Casey Printers, and Buck Pierce.
Yep.
That's how you develop a quarterback. You need 3 quarterbacks that one day are going to be number 1s in this league.
But the problem
you show me a number 2 quarterback in this league right now that you think will be a number 1 in the future. I can only think of one, Dustin Crum.
Well, yeah.
Only one.
We got a problem in this league in that if you take a look at a couple of years out, how many years is Harris going to play? Caleros is probably
This should be
done.
his last. Should be Caleros'
Mhm.
last. VA's only got another 3, maybe 4.
Bo
Maybe.
Mitchell.
Cody's not young. Boley by Mitchell isn't young.
And then what happens? We have
Nate-
nobody in the wings.
No,
It's the
Nathan
worst
Rourke is
quarterback
late
class
20s,
we've
but
seen in a
who
long
knows?
time.
Won't
And it's been
surprise me if
happening for,
Nathan
what,
Rourke
3 or
goes
4
back
years
down
now?
south. Yep.
This is going to be a good off-season topic.
When you're developing quarterbacks, when you're making quarterbacks, your number 2 guy is going to be there. Why do we have McLeod Bethel Thompson, Cody Fajardo, Jeremiah Mazzoli, Jake Mayer? Why are these our backup quarterbacks right now?
Because there's
There's
nobody
They're all
else.
people who can't be
Nobody
number
else.
ones in this league.
no.
This is a huge pet peeve of mine. We're not
Well, it's
developing quarterbacks.
Well, it's getting to be a huge pet peeve of mine because I'm looking at my team and I'm looking at the future, and we don't even know who our future can be.
No, and you want to, and there isn't even anybody you can go steal.
No. Arbuckle, maybe.
I mean, but that's not a developmental quarterback, right? I mean, that's just
No.
recycling another piece of garbage.
Yeah,
And I
well,
don't mean that in any disrespect to Nick, but the answer is Montreal's the only one that developed a quarterback recently with Davis Alexander.
yep.
BC did it with Rourke.
And what is to stop Davis Alexander, assuming, he's got to play next year to prove he's not injury prone? What's him from not going south?
He's not that good.
He's short and fat. He's not going south.
He's not that good.
Okay.
You think of what the NFL prototypically takes as quarterbacks nowadays, Mike? There's nobody in the CFL that they want. Nobody.
Yeah. No. And then you look at who's on whose neg list or who drafted who, and you got Saskatchewan Roughriders who have Curtis Rourke,
he won't be
who's
here
a better
for a while.
quarterback than his brother Nathan. And so when Trevor Harris packs it in 2 years, is Curtis coming up here after his 2 or 3 years of failure in the NFL? Is he going to make a roster?
Yeah.
Have you been following him at all? I don't follow the NFL enough to know whether
Well,
he's
injured. He's injured right now, so he can't. He's not even trying.
I think what's going to happen is the NFL is gonna kick Shadir Sanders out of the NFL, and Deion Sanders is going to buy the entire CFL, so his son has a place to play quarterback.
No.
Well, you could buy a team.
No, I think Deion's got some money.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta look at it this way too. Nathan Rourke, one of the best quarterbacks in the CFL, maybe the best quarterback in the CFL. He couldn't break a roster in the NFL, and he tried with 3 different teams.
Yeah, and he's not going to.
So he's never going to leave Vancouver. I can't see it.
I doubt it. Unless he absolutely fucking lights it up.
If he blows
Yeah.
the league up, the NFL will come looking, and that'll mean he'll be gone because he'll be down there for
Another year or 2,
2 or
and
3
then he'll come back.
and then he'll be back
till
again.
he gets his pension, and then you don't have to do it anymore.
Well, that's what Chris Trevler did.
Yep.
Please answer me how Chris Strevler made the NFL. Long enough to get a pension. Please, somebody
don't
please
know.
explain this to me because I fucking don't understand.
I couldn't understand it either.
It makes no sense. The man can't throw a football.
I don't know. I'm still like, really?
Boggles
I
the
didn't-
mind.
I mean, I
think
understand.
he would
I know
make
why.
it out of camp.
Hold on. I know why Adam Big Hill didn't make the didn't make the NFL, and why
He's small.
Alex Singleton
He's too small.
He's too short. It's got nothing to do with small. Short. He's like 5'10", 5'11".
I think he's 5'9", actually.
I think
Yeah,
he's 5'9".
Alex Singleton is 6'4". Okay?
Yeah.
There's your difference.
Yeah. So
I would still take Adam Big Hill in his prime over Alex Singleton.
well, yeah, but you didn't like Alex Singleton. If Alex Singleton had stayed in the CFL, he'd be hands down the greatest linebacker of all time.
Maybe, maybe not. Hey, if
No, I
Cam Wake
guarantee
had
it.
stayed, look at that. Can you imagine Cam Wake staying?
Right. But so once
you know
again,
who he is there, Mike?
yes, he knows who he.
Cam-
You don't know who
Cameron
Cam
Wake?
Wake is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's an ex-BC Lion.
The NFL actually missed on that guy.
Yeah. They didn't draft him.
They
Go
corrected
figure
that
that one out.
mistake.
Well, it seems to me that the problem could be solved if they would allow a designated player on them for money on the roster, and then you can go out into the NFL and compete to get a backup quarterback and pay him to play.
But it's not going to happen. We can't do the what ifs right now. We're going to wait to the off season and do some what ifs,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
it's not going to happen. It's just not the CFL. It's not how they do business. It's not what's going to happen.
No.
We'd love it to happen. I'd love to have a marquee player where we can pay one player $2 million and bring somebody up. You know, we can. There's a lot of different options that we've had in the CFL and they have gone away. I mean, we had Rocket Ishmael up here at $2 million a year, and that was what 25 years ago.
Yeah, but is there a guy in the CFL right now that's worth that kind of money?
No,
No.
there's not. That's what I mean. You have to go get them.
Well,
No.
the closest one, the highest paid player in the league should be Nathan Work.
He is.
I think he pretty much is. He's at least close.
Zach's probably up there.
Okay, so anyhow, let's close the show down because we can.
Okay.
This has been Let's Talk CFL podcast episode number 622. I've been your host, Christopher Jones, and we're going to back this one out and go have something to eat. I didn't eat dinner first, so now it's getting to be hungry time for me. 9:00. I don't know what to eat. William, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. Watch football this weekend. And you know what? So Mike has someone to talk to. Please cheer for the Edmonton Eskimos. Elks. And give Mike somebody to talk to at the end of the game when they lose badly.
Well, we just got to rah them a little bit. Make
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah,
Rah them a little bit.
You got to make what's the suicide hotline down in Portland? Do you know what the number is? Should we get that? Find that for you, Mike, or are you going to be okay?
I'll be fine.
And if they lose,
just checking.
Mike,
checking.
If they lose, don't watch the game again. Pretend it didn't happen.
Mike, I got an idea. If they lose again, take that ridiculously funny hat you're wearing right now, set it on fire, and throw it in your garbage can.
Pick a good team to cheer for. Okay. There you go. Mike, say goodnight.
I have to say I enjoy this group. I have a lot of fun each week with you guys. Have a good week.
Fun picking on you without you getting mad.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the football this week. It's going to be fun, and if cheer on Edmonton, we need it. We need everybody. They need everything. Everybody. They need everybody.
I can't do it. Hamilton's going to destroy them. Charles, say goodnight.
Good night, folks. Enjoy this weekend's games. There should be some good ones this weekend, and we'll look at it, see what happens next week.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.